He didn't feel fear until the sky itself started starving. At this point, everything was normal. The planet was spinning. Cities were loud. Heroes were busy saving lives one disaster at a time. Superman was doing what he always did, holding back, smiling for cameras, letting the world believe it was safe because he was watching. Then the stars went quiet. Satellites failed first, not explosions, just silence. Entire sections of space went dark, like someone was turning off lights one system at a time. No alarms, no warning, just absence. And that's when he heard it. Not a sound, a pressure, like the universe taking a breath it never planned to release. Galactus was coming.
Against the darkness.
Not as an invasion, not as a war, but as a need. At first, Superman treated it like every other cosmic threat. He flew beyond the atmosphere, faster than panic, faster than fear. He saw the shape forming in the void. Impossible.
Your reign of
Endless. A presence that bent gravity just by existing. The heroes waited for him to push it back. They always did. And then, he made a decision no hero should ever make. He didn't call for help. He didn't plan. He didn't hesitate. He chose to stop holding back. The first strike landed like a new sun being born. Space rippled. Planets trembled. For the first time in recorded history, Galactus reacted. It worked. For a moment. The giant staggered. Energy bled into the void. Cosmic winds tore apart nearby debris. From Earth, telescopes caught something impossible. Hope. Superman pushed harder. Every limit he'd buried, every restraint he'd learned. He hit with the force of extinction-level events stacked on top of each other, and Galactus didn't fall. He smiled. Not in mockery, in recognition. This wasn't a misunderstanding anymore. This was intention. Galactus spoke, and the words didn't travel through space. They arrived inside Superman's mind. You are strong, but you are small. Then Galactus fed. Not on the planet, not yet. On the energy around Superman. The power pouring off him, the force he thought was limitless. Superman felt it immediately. That wrongness,
Not on my watch!
that drag, like trying to fly through deep water.
Foolish crip!
He pulled back. Too late. Galactus adapted. Every blow after that landed softer. Every second drained more strength. The fight wasn't escalating. It was being consumed. Back on Earth, the sky turned red. Tides shifted. Gravity stuttered. Entire cities lost power as if something fundamental had been unplugged. Heroes looked up and realized the truth. This wasn't a battle. It was a meal. Superman changed tactics. He didn't aim to win anymore. He aimed to move the threat. He slammed Galactus away from Earth. Through moons, through asteroid fields, through the edges of mapped space. It worked. For a moment. But every push cost something. His vision blurred, his strength lagged, and Galactus kept growing. Because the farther they went, the more there was to consume. Stars dimmed behind them, not destroyed, not drained. Superman stopped, not because he wanted to, but because he had to. And in that silence, Galactus finally struck back, not with force, but with truth. You cannot defeat hunger. You can only decide where it feeds. That was the twist, the realization. Superman wasn't losing because he was weaker. He was losing because this fight had no finish line. And Earth was still behind him. He looked back, saw the blue glow, felt every life on it, every promise he'd ever made, and he understood the real question. Not if he could survive a fight with Galactus, but what would survive if he did. Galactus began moving again, slow, certain, unstoppable. Superman flew to intercept one last time, not with rage, with resolve, because now saving the world was no longer the goal. Stopping himself might be. He placed himself between Earth and Galactus, knowing this time there would be no illusion of victory. At this point, the world felt it. Not panic, not wait. Like reality itself was bracing. Satellites showed him slowing. Heroes felt it in their bones. Something had changed. Superman wasn't attacking anymore. He was calculating. Every option ended the same way. If Galactus fed on Earth, billions died. If Galactus was destroyed, something worse would replace him. A vacuum the universe would rush to fill. Balance demanded a cost. And then, Superman made the second decision no hero should ever make. He offered himself. Not surrender. A trade. All of it. The stored sunlight. The impossible strength. The power he'd been rationing his entire life. Galactus paused. Curious. You would die. Superman didn't answer. He already knew. He flew closer. Let the drain begin. At first, nothing happened. Then his cape went still. Then his skin dulled. The glow faded from his eyes. It worked. For a moment. Galactus fed and stopped advancing. Earth stabilized. The tides calmed. The sky returned to blue. Every victory cost something. Superman felt memories burning away with the energy. First strength, then flight, then the quiet certainty he'd always carried. Galactus absorbed it all. And then he recoiled. Because something inside Superman didn't break. Hope. Not power. Not defiance. Choice. Galactus had consumed worlds that screamed, worlds that begged, worlds that fought. He had never consumed someone who offered. The flow stopped. Galactus released him. This wasn't a misunderstanding anymore. This was intention. I hunger because I must, Galactus said. You endure because you choose. Superman fell. Not drifting, falling, back toward Earth. No strength left to stop it. Heroes caught him in the upper atmosphere, barely breathing. Human. The sky burned as Galactus turned away. Not destroyed, not defeated, redirected. He would feed elsewhere, somewhere uninhabited, somewhere cold. The universe survived. Superman didn't rise. Days passed. Then weeks. The world learned what almost happened. How close extinction came. How thin the line truly was. They asked if Superman won. No one answered. He eventually woke. No powers, no strength, just a man who remembered being more. And that was the real consequence. He had saved the world by ending himself, not in death, in identity. Some heroes visited, some couldn't. The sky was quieter now, safer, but smaller. And somewhere beyond the stars, Galactus remembered Earth, not as a meal, as a place guarded by something rarer than power, a choice. And that's how the world survived. The hero did not. If you want more stories where gods fall and heroes pay the price, subscribe to Genesis Vault, where every victory leaves a scar.